Hello, all. This week we're going to be discussing Citizen Vigilante, and I'm not even coming up with a snappy opening line. I'm just going to read one little quote from the opening credits. It says, "When justice is denied, instinct turns to vengeance." Dash anonymous. What a load of bollocks. Stay with us. Yes, hello all. Welcome to Middle Age Geeks. I'm Phil. That is Daz, and this week we are going to be discussing Citizen. I forget the name of it. It's Citizen Vigilante. It's such a terrible, terrible movie. What we normally do is have a spoiler-free episode as much as possible, but for this one, we're not going to bother. This is just going to be spoilers. My notes, I know, are an absolute shambles because I was frantically writing down all the absolute fucking gibberish that's going on in this. So I'll be referring to them quite often, up and down. But I'll just give a bit of info about the movie before I get your initial thoughts, which I can only imagine what they are. So yeah, this is written and directed by Uwe Boll, the wonderful Uwe Boll, his big political comeback. The main cast really is just two actors. So Armie Hammer as Michael Sanders. So he's like, for people I'm sure you know, he's the cancelled actor, and he's playing a radicalized vigilante in this. And then Costas Mandylor, who's playing he's playing like an Interpol chief. His job isn't really
the head of Interpol or something.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre. I'm not even sure what accent he's going for. Budget is a surprisingly high $2 million.
Where the fuck did you get £2 million? Like,
I know, yeah, man. And like it's filmed in the lovely city of Europe. It's based on the title card. Yeah, it's based in just gorgeous shots of like fucking Zagreb and Croatia, where the whole thing is filmed, and then just Europe. So yeah, like it's I'm sure that people that might have seen some of the furore around this. Like it was just released there a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, immediately labeled as being banned in Germany. It wasn't actually banned, and they just refused. Yeah, I think they kind of refused to put like an age rating or receive an age rating on it, which means that they can't show it in cinemas, but it's not bad. You can buy it on DVD, but it's a way of, I suppose, the likes of Elon Musk and stuff pushing it as like, oh, it's such big news, or it's hitting the target so much that they had to ban it. It's not real. That didn't actually happen. But yeah, like it's a wild one, Daz, as I mentioned to you, having like a Rotten Tomatoes score of like 10% with critics, and then like 90 something with the audience score is insane. But before we go any further with that kind of stuff, I would interested to know, Daz, what your views on this somewhere.
Yeah, thanks for recommending this movie this week, Phil. You are to blame. Christ, like where do you fucking start in it? Like notes wise, they're just all over the place. It'll be a bit of a fucking mishmash from both of us. But like, I was trying to just describe, come up with a word to try and just describe your feelings when you're watching it, and nothing like you'd think of like a catastrophic or an atrocity, and nothing is right. There's always there's got to be something that describes this fucking movie even better. And I just landed on abysmal. It's just utterly abysmal. It fails in every aspect, every single aspect. I mean, we've reviewed some fucking tosh in this show before, but there's always something good in there, right? Like there's a fight scene or likable actor, like Love Hurts when we watch that, this shite movie, but there's like, oh, that's a nice shot or something, or Highlander 2, like, or something, there's always like, oh, that alleyway sequence, there's always something, but this has nothing. There's nothing to like at all. Like the script is pathetic. Like technically it's laughable. The editing is erratic and strangely non-existent. The camera work is pathetic. The main character is an offensive abomination. Boll doesn't even know what the word vigilante means. He's not a vigilante. He's a fucking murderous psychopath.
Well,
that's fucking bananas.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? That this was called in like production. He was calling it The Dark Knight, of course, before. Yeah. Fucking, Warner Brothers stepped in and said, cease and desist there. Like, yeah. Like, because he thought that like people were going to see this guy as a good guy. Like he's murdering innocent people, and he's banging hookers. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's like this. You're not Batman here. You're just a horrible prick. But and it's a shit name for a character. I'm sorry to anybody who's called Michael Sanders out there. It's a fine name, but as our main fucking dark, mysterious guy, like that's the name of like assistant manager at a small electrical store. Like, it's not the name of a fucking mysterious bad guy dressed in black. It's yeah, you know, I feel like I'm not saying Armie Hammer deserves better, but he could see the pain in his eyes because he is a decent actor. But this is what he had to do to get back into the business, and it's
Well, not like
it's just.
you'd like to say the poor guy, but there is like, you know, there's allegations of, you know,
Yeah, you're cancelled for
physical and like even you know, reports of cannibalism and all this weird shit that he's kind of like, that's hilarious and laughable. Like something happened there that you've devolved your career to this point where you're kind of going, this is the guy that was in Call Me By Your Name, Oscar-nominated movie. Like, it's fucking David Fincher had him in a movie in Social Network.
Yeah.
He was playing two guys in that. When I obviously checked out the trailer on this, so the algorithm on YouTube threw up a fucking interview with Armie Hammer, like a press thing. It's not a press thing. It's him in a hallway somewhere with somebody filming him on his phone with no microphones or anything. It's just equally low budget. But he was saying like, oh, you know, no one made the call for years in Hollywood, and then Uwe Boll made the call, so, you know, I'm here, and it's such a poignant thing. And he goes on about it, like the message and all this kind of stuff. And you're going, Jesus Christ, just keep digging your fucking hole, man. Just know what you were doing when you were off fucking acting, but stay there. Because, like, so many actors go through that kind of, like, that straight to video kind of thing. Like, Nicolas Cage made a career out of, like, material that was beneath him for ages, but it was just straight to video stuff. It wasn't offensively poor or bad. It was just like, just needed a paycheck. But all those movies kind of had something like a decent action scene or something like that, or fun performance. But this is nothing. And Armie Hammer is like, I guess you can kind of see this. There is some kind of gravitas to him that he thinks he's in some poignant movie for the fucking ages. You know what I mean? And it's kind of agonizing to watch. Take away all the controversy around him, but to watch like a once major kind of Hollywood actor trying for gravitas, and it's just painful to watch.
It really is. Like, it's such a hateful, xenophobic, rage-baiting movie that it can be difficult to watch in times. Like, come on. You know what I mean? There's one part where he literally kills a whole family. The dad, the mom, the thing, and the kids. It's such scaremongering stuff. Like, oh, the evil Muslims are coming into, you know, the country, the grand country of Europe, and raping and killing everybody, and they're doing so illegally. And I was like, would you come on? Fuck off.
Even that sequence, with the family, like, you're kind of like, it's the kid he turns up at the house, you know, and it's like, you've murdered all this fucking this girl and with all your mates. But it's like the family are there, and then the family who are like Middle Eastern family, they had to deliver this dialogue. How upsetting must that have been a film day for them, where they have to go, no, we've raised our son by good morals and the morals of the Quran and all, and you're just going, Jesus Christ, this fucking drivel that they're like, it's just so simplistic, xenophobic nonsense that he's just writing, and it's so fucking horrendously, simplistically, politically charged that it's like a fucking 8-year-old wrote it.
But how much of offensive. It does, how much of it does he believe? Like that one of the, like, as I said, one of my favorite parts of the movie is that thing in the first couple of minutes when it just gets the establishing shot, you know, when we get the big boom, Europe. And I just think it plays into that, like, the stereotypical narrow-minded, non-European person's trope of like that the entire continent is treated just like one big country. And they do it throughout the whole movie, you know, with the completely erasing the fact that they're filming in this beautiful country in Croatia. But the irony is, like, Uwe Boll himself, or Uwe Boll, whatever you pronounce it, he's European, so he should know better than this, but he wrote it. You know what I mean? Like, so he's deliberately flattening our continent down to this one single word, and then just to cater to the xenophobic audience. So it's a wonder, did he pick up on, did he write this specifically for these other people's generalized fears, or is this him putting his own thoughts into this? Because it does feel like
unfiltered thoughts and views on the world.
Yeah, like, because it feels like massive, you know, rage bait, which it is. It got me angry anyway, I can tell you that. Like, I wonder, is he abandoning his own roots just to produce this for the kind of people who will give it those kind of scores? Like, it's got a pretty respectable 6.8, I think, on IMDb last time I checked. Like,
fucking nonsense.
You know, which is like, nuts. So a lot of people are, you know, at the start I thought maybe it was, before I'd seen the movie, I thought, oh, And I think I said it to you, Daz. Oh, is it satirical? People are going on, and because people do. Uwe Boll's movies are so bad, some of them, that they're good. You'll watch them because they're shocking. Your Blood Rain, Alone in the Dark, all that kind of stuff. Bad movies, but you'd watch them because of how hilariously bad they are. But this one, it's hateful, and yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. Does Uwe Boll actually believe what he's written here, or does he just know by making this movie, putting Army Hammer in it, that it's going to be controversial enough that he'll get money?
Yeah. Because even that, like, if he wanted to go down that route and be controversial and rage bait and something like that, it's just a simplistic and just such poor writing at times. Like that, like, you're kind of going, okay, if he wanted to say something about, fucking immigrants and rape and all this kind of stuff, but he just paints it. It really is like a 6-year-old fucking writing it, where there's a point where there's like a politician defending that the immigrant rapist got free, because, and his argument on, like, in an interview for television or something, is like, well, they're victims too of this atrocity. The whole rape affected them too as much as her. Just like, what are you fucking talking about? That's like, it's nonsense. It's like it's like it's existing in a parallel universe. It's like where every conversation exists purely to reinforce the film's worldview, which is completely bonkers and backwards. Or is it that simplistic in some people's eyes? Is it simplistic in fucking Bowles' eyes? It's not even an interesting take or something that you could kind of like get fully angry about, because it's just so piss poor. Like, it's written by somebody who has a problem, like a intellectual fucking problem.
I agree exactly that's what makes it so, like, one note laziness, that it's just right. There's no nuance to it at all. Like I say, like, I think they've, in some other stuff, there might have been a case in the UK, I think, where one girl was raped by some guys who were migrants, and I think it was something along the lines of the judge saying that they had come from like a war-torn, horrible country, and and different culture and stuff. And he wasn't trying to say, oh, we should let them off scot-free, but it was some sort of quote that obviously people got angry about, because assault like that is assault. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that or word again, but it's incredibly serious. And then he jumps on it here and makes it seem like it's the norm, and it's constantly happening all the time. People keep getting away with it. And then we see the victim on the couch with her dad, and she's smiling as it comes on the news that's reporting the fact that all 7 of the guys apparently that assaulted her have all been murdered. And she's in her house smiling, watching TV, going, yes, like fucking delighted, as if, yes, justice is going. But first of all, like, how is he getting onto everybody's television, which is mental, because he just seems to be a dude in a laptop. Like, but it's so hateful. His message is, I'm doing this until you learn to do it for yourself. Like, it's a call to arms to these morons out there who need that, who are that desperate that someone's telling them, maybe we should be out here taking this stuff into our own hands. And like, it's dangerous to be putting these kind of ideas out there. And yeah, I don't know. I find it just like he's completely, you're making him out to be the good guy serving the little person, when really he's just completely morally bankrupt.
He's a psychopathic fucking murderer. 100%. Because even like like the apartment scene, which is the most talked about scene, where he murders an entire SWAT team that were simply just doing their job, just trying to arrest him because he's been murdering people. Not corrupt cops, not criminals disguised as cops, just police officers doing their job. But it's like, what the fuck?
Can I just say, on those guys, they're walking up the stairs, I was like, what? Why have they got SWAT written on their outfits? They've all got SWAT written in the back. Isn't this based in the country of Europe? We don't have SWAT here. We all have different variations of tactical police, sure. And in Croatia, I'm sure they have their own version. SWAT is in America. We do not have them. But they're putting it on so people will know, oh, that's the SWAT team. That's how serious it is.
It's the cheapest thing you can get on Amazon, costume-wise.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, there's so much of that. The whole thing is based in Croatia, yet everybody speaks English, and the newsreader that they keep cutting to, that they are obviously ADRing over her voice over and over again, is British. We're getting to hear her overall. It's like, there is so much additional dubbing and ADR in this movie. It is scary. Like it's I imagine I'd love to see it on the scale of how many people actually said lines that they said. The reusing of fucking bodies, like the guy who gets shot through the face, you can see the what's it called, the visual, what's it called, practical
Prosthetics.
effects on his face, and you see it multiple times in different dead bodies. Like, come on, you lazy fuckers. Like,
Yeah, like from a technical standpoint, like it's just astonishing how poor the movie is. Like it's just it just fails. Like, 'cause Uwe Boll has written it, produced it, directed it, and done the camera work. And it's one of those where you can't actually say the word cinematography because you can't use a professional term for what's on show here. It's like the movement of the camera is fucking appalling. It fails at the absolute basics of filmmaking. Like, there's some shots that, like, the exposure's changing, they're not scene to scene, just shot to shot, and the color temperature is like normal in one, then the other one it's kind of like yellowy, and just like, you don't know how to work the setting to the fucking camera. Like, it's just it's mad. But like the editing, like it's laughable how you maybe kind of get an idea of what they're trying to do, even with that opening scene where it's just a mother and son shopping, and it's like they're trying to, drag it out and the impending doom and dread, but there's no foreshadowing of fucking anything. They're just shopping, and it's just like loads of cuts, but there's no editing. They're not speeding up any of the action. You see them scanning every single fucking thing in the basket.
No, that's the thing with the scanning, which is what hilarious is. They're standing at the till, and when the what's it called, camera isn't on the cashier, you hear the odd scan. But when it cuts back, it's literally your one's put her basket on the counter, and the kid is just taking it and just putting it into a bag. And you can see the hand scanner thing that the cashier should be using is sitting beside the till. It's nowhere near them. She's just sitting there smiling like this maniacal, like she's just been told to stand there and not say anything. It's like, how are they just taking stuff and what even bother to the cashier? It looks like you're just stealing it. It's so lazy.
It's just a scene that just refuses to end. You're just like, but why be 2 minutes in just watching these people shopping? And then by the time they come out and some immigrant comes along and stabs her in the neck and laughably attempted a gross out death scene. But by that point, you're just confused. Like, why would I just be watching them shopping for fucking 2 minutes? It's just like, even that, it can't get that right. Just like the pacing is just all over the fucking shop. There's so many scenes where it's just like he's walking down when he's going to have sex with that prostitute, and he's just walking down the hallway, and it's like that we got this location, we got a hallway of a hotel with all these kind of strippers and prostitutes, and the camera just goes down for about 2 or 3 minutes, but it's trying to do like a shot behind Army and then a POV, but the POV shot is kind of down at waist level and no one is looking at the camera POV. So it's just, is this like a stomach shot? Like, it's like you don't know what you're doing. You're fucking having a clue what you're doing. It just, oh my God, just, yeah.
Did he think that this main character, because he's supposed to be our protagonist, you know what I mean, this guy, and like, as I mentioned, like, not really morally bankrupt, like he's an awful person. Like, it seems like he seems to be like a criminal behind the scenes as well, with his own business and all the extra money that he makes and blah blah blah. So
yeah, he invested in buildings.
He's much worse than even the people that he's trying to kill to help, fix Europe or whatever. I don't know.
Surely
how are you supposed to sympathize with this person? Like,
surely flipping that around and giving us a bird's eye view into the mind of somebody, like, of a villain, somebody who thinks they're doing good because he thinks he's doing good, but the movie plays him as good. And it's like, but would have been more interesting if you kind of like maybe give a bit more screen time to the Interpol guy. The Interpol guy is just like trying to catch this. Or for anyone who hasn't seen it, like, he's famous in America. There's these hilarious social media TikTok videos that are just like, I can't even get that right, where people just on TikTok like, have you seen this vigilante in Europe? He's amazing. We need one of him in America. He's so good. I love him. And it's just like, and the only person that we see viewing these clips is Armie Hammer himself, walking around just watching shit on his phone to himself. Just like, what the fuck? And Interpol are after him because apparently the only thing we see leading up to some of the other kills he does is like he kills 4 or 5 people in a container somewhere, and just like, and that's Interpol are on his case. Oh my God. It's just like, come on, man. It's just, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe had you played him as him maybe realizing that he's not the good guy or something like that towards the end. But no, he plays it through the whole way through that he's the guy we're supposed to be rooting for. Which is just I couldn't get my head around it because obviously it's on purpose. Then, yeah, ridiculous. I did enjoy at one point though. There's a judge that he kills, and the judge's name is Judge Reinhold, which I thought was quite funny. I was like, that's probably the best part of the whole movie.
Nice but there's even a point. Remember, is that when he has the judge in the car when he's driving up the mountains? And when you just again, this is like somebody thought this is cool and what a good guy does. They're just driving on the road and he's delivering some fucking monologue to the judge in the passenger seat. There's an oncoming car and he just veers off into the other lane in mountainous road. And the other car veers out of the way. And we see in really atrocious visual effects in the rearview mirror that the car spins off the road and just explodes. You're just like, oh, okay, you just murdered another probably family in that car. Like, oh, okay. Just baffled. Like, what are you trying to say here?
But his whole point was, that his ridiculous point was, they're so stuck to the rules that he could have veered over into my lane, which was now empty because I'm in his lane. But instead, he knew that was so against the rules, so he drove his car off the road, and that's why he died, because people are so ingrained and playing by the rules. No, he just fucking panicked because you'd fucking got a car driving on the wrong side of the road towards him. He could have easily pulled left or right, you fucking lunatic. He just killed that dude to make a point to this judge. And then when he drives the judge out to this remote place, he slits his... he's already shot him up with heroin. Then he slits his throat, slits his wrists to show like as if your man has committed suicide. And he pours the smallest little bit of vodka on him. Just goes, and just shows as if he's got so drunk and meant to drown his sorrows. You barely even open that bottle. Like it's just small little things like that throughout the movie. It's so hard to watch.
It's just so many aspects that are just awful. Like, and did you notice there's this kind of audible rumble that they're trying to again, they've probably seen Heat or a movie like this where they just have this audio kind of noise or a bit of, it's basically it's the score, but it's in this they've just made an audio rumble constantly playing through because as if that builds tension, and it's like, no, again, you're doing it wrong. Like, it sounds like somebody just left their phone next to a speaker or something. It's like
someone's farting into a trumpet or something. Like, yeah, just like Jesus.
It's doing nothing. It's just another example of how the film misunderstands basic filmmaking fucking techniques. Oh my God, it's just so many things that it just does spectacularly wrong.
Yeah, it's wild. This whole thing is based around this one-man army who's delivering justice when really he's just a hateful, broken, racist piece of shit, and trying to paint him as the good guy is appalling. It really is. Like it's
and sorry, that apartment scene when he massacres the SWAT team. Again, it's not like that he it's not that he was caught off guard or whatever. Like, in his apartment he has a metal box with openings on only one side, has openings with two fucking machine guns or whatever. So, and this is another one of these scenes that just is painfully unedited, where it just shows the SWAT team in the van and they're trying to go to his apartment, and it just plays out again for 2 minutes, and he constantly cuts back to Armie Hammer, and he's just sitting in the box with the guns, just waiting for them, and like, just like, but why is he waiting for them just to come? Waiting just so he can fucking murder them, and they come in the one door. Apparently 30 trained officers decide the best strategy is to run directly into his line of fire one after another. Like, the result looks like, enemy AI from a bad 90s video game. Just keeps coming in, so he just fucking massacres all of them and then escapes through a little tunnel in the bottom of the box. And it's just, there's also a shot inside a Jeep where the camera literally just kind of is pointing at the dashboard and then just kind of drifts away, and then it just cuts, and it's like, was that meant to be in the movie? Things happen just because the scene happens, just because the next thing has to happen, or just like, wouldn't this be cool, or wouldn't this be cool, and nothing actually kind of happens. He just goes around kind of killing people and just records himself on a 90s video fucking recorder and somehow sends it to people through their TVs just so they can see his message or hear his message. It's just bizarre, like.
Yeah, you'd get if it was just coming up on Instagram, but he seems to also be able to get it like into TV channels and stuff, which is
And the
mental.
live feed, yeah,
Yeah,
which is
yeah. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Like when it comes to something like this will and has done. It is getting purchased loads on digital. I didn't pay for it. I don't care. But people, people. So it is like that kind of thing. But it's just these edgelords, people who were flocking to get it. Like Elon Musk, the twat that he is. Like he paid extra. He knew it would get hate watched, and so he paid for like 2 days for this to be streamed for free on Twitter. And like Army Hammer, did Army Hammer take the role because he thought, okay, this could be a genuine lightning rod to start my career again? Or did he just, because it's got the worst press imaginable already, as you can imagine, for what it is? It like going no, the whole no, no, or whatever it is, no publicity is bad publicity or whatever. If that becomes then your business model as an actor, then this is the only role that you're going to get. Like if he was to come out with it and go out with it and then say slate this movie and say I didn't realize how bad it was going to be until I was in it, and then that he could actually honestly get people that might be a little bit sympathetic towards him if he was to say I didn't realize it was. I was just so desperate to act again. I was in it. And then this is how bad I wanted to work. I'm so sorry for everything that happened. But he has doubled down by saying
He
that
believes in the
it's
message, and he
poignant and it's
believes
telling a message. It's
poignant.
like, well,
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
he
So
is.
you see, you've doubled down now. I know people are going to hate you even
For
even more
even more reasons.
yeah. So yeah,
But there's a second one. There's a sequel in pre-production. It says on
of
IMDb.
course there
So
is.
of course
And
there is.
I imagine Elon Musk will probably fund it as well. I just don't get it. There's so much about it. It's just so lazy, and it's like it's dumbed down as well to just the to just the nth degree, so that for like everything from, like as I said, the language, the using the SWAT stuff on the wardrobe, that kind of stuff. Like it's taking place in Croatia. They just call it Europe, so they don't have to explain anything to anybody. Like it's dumbed down to the lowest denominator, the people who
lowest
are
common
barely,
denominator. Yeah.
yeah, just people who are barely literate, but hateful, will be able to get in and go, yeah, I relate to this. It's just, yeah, it really is. It's amateur error, but not in a fun way. Like his other movies are bad to watch because they're just bad to watch. He's a bad filmmaker. He knows he makes bad movies, but this is bad, and it's dangerous, and it's disgusting, and yeah, I don't recommend anybody sees it.
Yeah. It isn't merely just one of the worst films I've seen this year. It's probably one of the worst films I think I've ever seen. Like, just the writing fails, directing fails, cinematography, editing, sound design, politics. The fucking protagonist is absurd. The storytelling, it's also ridiculously incoherent for some reason. There's no reason for it to be in a non-linear structure. Just adds to its woes, and there's not a single point where it could kind of go, at least they got that right. And we've reviewed some fucking pretty bad movies before, and incompetent movies and offensive movies. And this is all three. Like sometimes you see talented people just operating just beyond their means, and they're trying to juggle 6 balls when they can only juggle 2. This is like Uwe Boll, whatever the fuck his name is. He's trying to juggle 1 ball and he's got no fucking hands. That's exactly sums it up to me. I'd give it 0 stars because it's just a talentless mess, devoid of anything. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a quarter of a star because I felt bad for Costas Mandylor for having to be in this movie. I never thought he would be the shining light in the movie that I've been watching, but he actually was. But that's like a quarter, maybe even a tenth of a star. It's rotten. This is definitely the worst movie we've ever done. So
100%.
do not see it, but I hope you enjoyed our rant about it. But in a few days this week, hopefully we will have the new Evil Dead movie. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Cannot wait. So please do stick around for that one. So keep on liking, subscribing, share this with anyone who has half a brain. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you on the next one. So take it easy.
Ciao.